water valves and actuators. Very similar to a damper actuator, but a water actuator is fitted on pipework, and it's for turning and opening a valve which has fluid going through it. These are used for what's called heating or cooling coils. So a coil, the way I always explain it is a coil is like a radiator, right? It's just, you know how radiator works at home? It's got water running through it and it lets out heat. Same thing here. We're just providing hot, which is hence the red here, hot water, and our controls will be basically controlling this actuator here, which allows more or less water flow to go through. So if we go back to my example on the thermal wheel, that's getting some of the temperature up. Well, as soon as the system realizes, right, we need a bit more heat here, that will say to the water valve, hey, why don't you open 10%? Just 10%, let's let in 10% of hot water. Obviously, if you do 100%, you're going to overheat and go way over set point. So what our controls does, it's going to gradually open up the various systems to the perfect level of heating or cooling in order to meet very accurately the set point that's required. And these parts we sell as spares. That's the Belimo valve and an actuator. And that's all they're doing. They're just turning, opening and closing that. On what Frey said, the two main types of signal, which I kind of touched on with the switches and the sensors, are on-off signals or digital signals. A digital signal is on-off, right? You want to turn your light switch on-off, right? You want to open a damper, you can get an actuator that's on-off. Fully open and fully closed. The other is an analog signal, which is, it's modulating, that's right. So it's between, and the way we would do that in our controls is that little Corel controller would have a number of analog outputs in it that send out a voltage, which is a 0 to 10 voltage. And that voltage refers to what the system wants it to do. So our system would say, listen, we need more heating because it's too cold in the room. Our controls will say, great, we're going to send a signal to this actuator to tell it to turn. We're going to send it 2 volt, that's 20%. We're going to open and just let through 20% of flow of water to come in. Obviously, the more heating you require, the more it's going to need to open. And that's what you refer to as close control. So you get some systems which are very rudimentary, just on off, just turn on the heating fully and close off the heating. The danger you have on those systems is your temperature's doing that all the time. You're going way over, going below, you're going way over. With this kind of system, and I'm sure Ty would attest to this, what you find is a set point can be really accurately reached to a kind of 0.1 of a degree. So we've covered water, right? A water coil. So sorry from the clear there, but this is a water coil. And a water coil is controlled by a valve and an actuator by Belimo, which we supply.